Hey Dub, this is Dave Decide. Today we have things to discuss. I wanted to get into fans unfollowing after a recent large amount of scary edited pictures. I wanted to get into what V is up to in New York, or believed to be up to. And I wanted to get into another verified staff discussing V more. So hater or not, make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on. Go red dumpling at Teespring Mug merch and let's get into it. The first thing that we need to get into is some edited pictures. I know edited pictures have been the talk of the town and people have had many thoughts on the V and Jenny photo, and we all believe that that's edited. But there's so many people covering that, I wanted to talk about another edited photo that had gone super viral. There was an alleged account on Twitter that had taken regular selfies of the members, and specifically Jung Kook, and edited them in a way that was quite terrifying. These photos would catch your attention very quickly, and they would be very startling to the younger armies, as the photos often look like Jung Kook's face morphed into or with an animal, or the members' eyes are blackened out, and it's very creepy. People very quickly reported this account, and it ultimately got taken down. The reaction was a bit divided from what I saw. Now, while these photos were scary, they definitely didn't hurt the idol in any way, except maybe make people more scared to go on social media in fear of running into the photos, which I guess does hurt the idol ultimately. But also others thought it was funny. There had been people saying that they saw armies or fans unfollow BTS or swear off BTS because of these photos, and I'm guessing because it became hard to have your feed full of BTS and then see a scary image. However, simply unfollowing is not going to rid you of BTS on your feed, so you might still see it anyway. But it was believed that these photos ultimately caused some people to unfollow. But if you unfollow over something that the idol or celebrity cannot control, then maybe you weren't as big of a fan. What I found very interesting from this was people were trying to locate the original person who edited these scary photos even after the account was taken down. I wanted to say this can be illegal, and one of the reasons being was because the person was doing like black magic on BTS. This is very weird, and so Twitter did what Twitter did best and tracked this person down. They ended up allegedly finding the person who edited the scariest photos' mother and her Facebook, and messaged her on Facebook. And what happened was the mother said that they would talk to the daughter about this. And I want to give an anecdote here. I remember talking to someone that was attacking Jimin, and I ended up actually talking to their mother because the kid was saying death threats to Jimin, and this stuff bothers me. But the reaction I got from the mother was something along the lines of, Jimin is a celebrity. He doesn't know me or her kid, and so why do I care? Or like these 50,000 other people that are probably doing the same thing, and this is just part of being famous. And it made me really sad to see that most people don't look at celebrities or public figures as human, and if they receive hate, they're just supposed to deal with it or change their line of work. So it is nice to see that in this case of these scary photos being edited, that the mother was taking this a bit more seriously and might even speak with the daughter. I think there's more that some parents can do to make sure that their kid isn't sending hate online. Check their social media, talk to them. If they're really adamant about any celebrity, make sure they're not posting or bullying that celebrity online. Do I think mass people were unfollowing BTS over these pictures? Maybe some, but that happens to everyone, and definitely nothing significant. I would go as far as to say BTS themselves probably isn't even aware that this is happening. BTS has a lot of stuff going on. I think the majority of the members have stayed off social media and or working on something that requires their full attention. Social media is quite draining, and it's because people can say whatever they want behind a screen and do whatever they want without much consequence. So I encourage the boys when they can to stay off. Keeping BTS comments off on IG was really one of the smartest things that they could have done. V is someone who is very busy. He is a busy bee right now, and he is not paying no mind to irrelevant things. People have been speculating exactly why V traveled all the way to New York. From what I am aware of, there is not a specific big event happening here, but things happen a lot here, so there could be things that will pop up. People were speculating brand deals, fashion shows, movies, commercials, or even just recording a song and having some American and New York celebrities feature in it. All great theories. It was also believed on Weverse, V posted something about losing weight due to a comeback happening, so people believe that something is in the works. However, we don't know if that Weverse comment was real or not, so take that with a grain of salt. So you think that's it. Okay, V is in New York, he might be working on music, case closed. No, armies literally do not let the case close. People were messaging people they thought V might work with, so brands and things like that. Cartier is a big jewelry store, and they are believed to have a headquarters in New York and France. I can't verify the French one, but their corporate headquarters is in New York. So if V was shooting a promo material for Cartier, he would have to go to the corporate office. They likely have a studio there, and that would be a reason why he's there. Someone messaged someone that allegedly worked at Cartier corporate and asked if V was participating. The person ended up hearting the message, and the army screen grabbed that that and posted it on Twitter. This would definitely be very cool if it comes to fruition. I can't see why the person who hearted it would do that if it wasn't real. Like a response like, no, that's not happening would work. But then I can also understand just hearting it to be an easy way to respond without spoiling or saying anything, but to also kind of say like, leave me alone. Because the environment in New York is mind your own business and let me work, and don't bother me about work when I'm outside of work. And the majority of the city is filled with people who enjoy what they do. That's not the issue, but it's just the mentality. But we shall see what happens. I'm excited. However, if it was just Cartier, I still wouldn't be able to understand exactly why V would need to fly to New York. France is much closer, and or Cartier could fly their famous photographer over there to Korea and they would shoot their thing at Hive. But V was believed to also be with a mystery woman, and people were putting V and this woman together. Apparently Vogue Korea's fashion director was posting things, and she was posting a photo that she will be working with V and a booklet of the creative looks they will be using. She didn't show the looks, just the cover, but that was enough to make the fandom go literally feral. People were thinking, okay, so Vogue is working with V, Vogue is located in New York and or do most of their stuff in New York, Met Gala, etc. So their creative stuff is mostly shot there. Even for the branch of Vogue Korea as opposed to the original Vogue, they love to glamorize the shots of New York City. The fashion director posted a photo of her in Times Square. This is the part of the city you see in the magazines and is glamorized with the billboards and TV. The director was just having fun, but it does raise the question if V will be shooting there. People glamorize New York, but as someone who is literally born here, it's overrated. But okay, now it starts to make a bit more sense. New York was somewhere that would have been easier for all of the brands to meet there. And I say all and not both because there could be more brands V is working with. We don't know yet. This would be completely understandable, and why V had to fly out, especially nowadays where flying is not an easy thing. Every time you leave and enter the country, you have to do the quarantine period for Korea. There were so many people online who were wondering where V was, and so when we heard that V was in Paris, every 2 seconds we got a photo of him at a restaurant or whatever. But for some reason, we hear he is in New York, and this is the most talked about trip ever because Jenny is also there, and there's that fake rumor. It then became controversial that we haven't actually gotten a paparazzi photo of him, and people are wondering if he's okay or what he's doing. As you can see, he is working, and this also proves what I believe, that celebrities are only seen if they want you to see them. In the city of literally 19 million people or whatever, literal celebrities are walking on the street. For a paparazzi to know exactly where someone is means that they would have to have stalked them from the airport, because otherwise you'll lose them. And since V isn't out and about, there's no reason for paparazzi as to what are they going to capture. But I'm very curious to hear what your thoughts are. How do you feel about the Cartier staff basically insinuating that V will have a collab with them? How do you feel about V possibly meeting up with this mystery woman who turned out to be the fashion director of Vogue? And how do you feel about the people who have unfollowed BTS due to scary photo edits? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.